And a happy winter solstice to all. Really good here. Right, everyone out. This is my party now. Who are you? He's the son of God, that's who. Mum. Sorry, I'm the son of God, that's who. And it's my birthday, so... Your birthday was months ago. Well, I changed it. You can't just take over the winter solstice. We've been doing this for thousands of years. Well, we never got an invite. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, but to replace an ancient tradition just because you weren't invited doesn't... Dad? Wait. It's fine, we'll go. Yeah, Merry Christmas. That's right, keep it moving. Not you. You're staying. Right, everyone out.
Now, there are two types of Christians who are going to have a problem with this video and with what I'm going to say. First Christian is going to say that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when he was born as long as he was born. But if that's the case, then your religion has many fallacies in it and have many pagan traditions in it, what you call pagan. I don't like that term. But has many non-biblical things in it that you celebrate, and you're celebrating a different deity or a different time frame, or you're celebrating the stars actually in the birth of the sun. We can go back to Horus on that one. We'll get back to that one. And they're going to say it doesn't matter as long as he was born. Have your religion, have that thought. That's what the layman is going to say. Now, the Christian apologist is going to say that, well, they calculated that Jesus would have been the inception of Jesus when, God came down and took advantage of a young 14, 15-year-old girl, maybe even younger, happened on March 25th. And it just so happens that through a normal gestation period, that Jesus would have been born on December 25th. Now, I understand y'all want to think y'all God is perfect, but how many children are actually born 9 months to the day? But that was a recalculation that was done. And they try to say that, it just happens to fall at the same time of the winter solstice, the birth of Dionysus, the birth of Atticus, the birth of Heru, and the birth of so many other sun deities. They're going to try to say that. But we know the real student of this Bible will calculate the birth of John the Baptist knowing that Mary was pregnant 3 months when John the Baptist was born. Therefore, and I want you to go do this research on your own, therefore Jesus would have been born in and around September, October time frame. That would have been the time frame of his birth. And it used to be that until they changed it with this whole inception on the 25th thing. Because the Romans needed to take over this celebration of the winter solstice. When does it begin? Well, actually it begins tomorrow. You see, tomorrow, on the 22nd, the sun will set as far south as it's ever going to set throughout any year. Right near the Southern Cross, the constellation of the Southern Cross. Jesus, the sun dies on the cross. It's said that the sun will then set in that same spot from the 22nd, 23rd, 24th. And then on the 25th, the sun begins to rise and set 1 degree north, starting a time frame when the days will start to gain on the night. And we all know this, we all see this. This is the birth of Heru. This is the time frame when if you go out and you look at the belt of Asar, even though they call it the belt of Orion in the Greek, points directly at the dog star Sirius, which used to be called, it's Canis Major now, which used to be called the constellation of Aset, his wife. Now they want to call her B. And the sun will rise directly in that path. So Asar impregnates Aset for the birth of Horus, the sun. Horus, by the way, is where we get our term for hours. The winter solstice has always been a celebration around the world simply because people were afraid of the night and people were afraid of winter. And this was a sign from the stars that man would survive the winter, that the days are going to be longer. We are in celebration. And then in and around the spring equinox is when the sun finally is up longer than the night. Therefore, the light has defeated the darkness. So they took the winter solstice and made it into two holidays. They made it into Christmas and they made it into Easter, even though the Southern Cross ain't got nothing to do with the spring equinox. But it fit their narrative, and it helped convince many of the Romans after 381, when Christianity became the religion of Rome. It helped many of them to be able to convert over to Christianity because it was holidays and celebrations that they were already accustomed to. In the same way, if you try to take Christmas away from people nowadays, it will be difficult because it's a celebration that people are already accustomed to. Look at the fight here in America that people had over Columbus Day and changing it to Indigenous Day. They're still fighting it. Why? Because they're accustomed to that holiday. Look at the fight that people had by recognizing Martin Luther King. When I was a kid, it used to be a holiday for Abraham Lincoln's birthday in February and a holiday for George Washington's birthday in January. They may get mixed up, but something like that. But then when Martin Luther King Day was invented, all of a sudden it went to President's Day. And I don't know if you remember, but there was a fight over combining Washington's birthday and Lincoln's birthday into President's Day. It was a fight. I fought it myself because as a kid, I wanted to have all 3 days off, not 2. But this is the beginning of winter solstice. So I say to you all, at the beginning of winter solstice, happy winter solstice. Remember always, you got to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibration.